Hello everyone, Elias here, and today we are with Guilhoto for Hotspoon after GIANTX loss to KCB. The Spanish team finished in the top 4 of the regular season in the LEC Versus, a pretty comfortable spot. So my first question for you, coach, aside from this game, um, are you satisfied with the way your team played throughout the regular season?
No, I think that outside of KC, no team should be satisfied with how they played, and I think we are no exception to that. I don't know what's happening this winter, but I think that um, it was. I mean, initially, I didn't like this format because I think that best of ones are bad for competition in general. But I'm glad that Riot did it because I think that um, how to explain? Part of like the bad performances, I think, has to do with some people maybe are too comfortable, and my team included. Um, and maybe this can make them be a bit less comfortable, knowing that there are players there, much more than what people initially thought of, that could take their spot and do a better job and seize the opportunity.
Mm. This best of didn't really affect either team's standings, but we did notice the team struggle today. What do you take away from a game like this in this context as a coaching staff?
Uh, that we that we are having a really hard time at fixing our issues. So for us, winter, we always took it as, um, for example, we'll force jockeys to play mages because he was not good at them. And I think that, to be fair, was like the one silver light that I saw. I think that jockeys was our only player that went on that played decent this week, but he played incredibly bad the weeks before.
Mm.
But we did a lot of things that were focused on improvement rather than winning. But the reality is that improvement was definitely not enough, and either it was problems related to choking or individual performances or drafts. We need to, I guess, reassess and perhaps change the way we are teaching and coaching the players to see if we can make developments, because for sure the approach that we are taking right now, it's clearly not working. I think individual as a team, we are not able to fix and change the things that we have to change.
Mm. Would you say this game was kind of a lack of discipline from your players since they were ahead, they dropped?
I mean, it's like it's just problems that were happening before. Isma was already caught before Nash before. Lot was saying in comms things that he would do, and then he ended up not doing, um, and caused like discomfort with the team before. Jun was caught multiple times this week. I don't know. It's not like I wouldn't call it lack of discipline. I would just call it like just being bad, like just straight up being bad. I don't. I mean, I'm trying to contain my words a bit here, but the reality is just that like the mistakes that we shown are not for are not like, especially the individual mistakes that we shown, that they cannot be part of this league. And if you want to reach new heights and justify keeping the roster the same, um, we need to like, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's a matter of ego or anything, but we need to start like trying harder to make the changes that we need to make.
Mm. You talked about the coaching staff about the
Yeah,
roster, sorry, that stayed the same. The roster changed, in fact, this year with the departures of Emi and Nico Perez,
yeah.
balanced by Max Lore joining as he is still discovering like the coaching side of
Yeah.
esports. How is it going working with him, and what are the roles of each coach alongside the rooks?
I mean, I think it's been good. I'm quite happy with the addition of Maxlor.
Hmm.
I think he's helping Isma and Lot well. At least I like the way that he explains some things and the points that he brings.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, at least this week was for sure not visible. But yeah, mainly it's around that. It's around helping individually Isma and Lot. And yeah, I mean, to me, he has been a really good addition, and I think has been doing a fantastic job. And works as well with the bot lane, similar to last year, and now he's helping a bit more in draft. But yeah.
Mm. I don't know if you will want to answer this a
Yeah.
lot, but Riot changed the pick and side selection system at the start of the
Yeah.
year. Now that we have kind of more data, what do you think of it, and how much does it influence the draft?
I don't. I mean, I still think it doesn't influence the draft that much. Um, yeah, I just don't think it influences the draft much. Like against some teams, it can be better to go a different side, but I think that people will always prefer to choose if they have first pick or last pick. So I don't think it changes much, but at some point it can. So I'm all up for these additions. Like as long as it's not very confusing for the viewership, I think I'm a fan of this. Yeah.
Mm. You were talking about like the players level this split. Talking about coaching staff, how would you evaluate like your performance as a group of coaches so far this split?
I mean, I think poor for sure. I think that like there's no way that our performance can be evaluated well if the players are not shown the improvements. Like I think that there is no such thing as the fault is of the players only and that's it. I think it's always a mix of both. So that's why I said as well that we need to reevaluate the methods we are using to teach the players because clearly they are not working. Like I mean, I think these are not they are not like I don't know, low intelligent human beings or like incapable of learning. They showed that they are, but clearly right now I mean it to me it must be the way or what we are doing that is not working as well as expected. So before playoffs, we'll just need to reevaluate that.
Mm. If you had a list of a few things you really want to fix before playoffs, what would it be?
Oof. I mean, uh, I don't know if I want to. I would rather not answer that question before playoffs.
Okay, I understand. I totally understand. Talking about your bot lane, Noah and Jun,
Yeah,
recently they mentioned in interviews that this could be their last year and that they might
yeah.
have to return to South Korea. Has the team looked into this or discussed it with them?
No, that's not our business. It's like everyone on this team has ends their contract at the end of this year.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I think it's something that, man, I guess okay. I think it's like something that us as Europeans we will never understand how they can feel about it, and I think it's disingenuous to try to know. Obviously, we can empathize if they give us the opening to empathize, but it's a personal matter, and they know that me, Rux, Maxlor, and their teammates are always here to help them do it. And but we also know that the best way that we can help them deal with this is to make this year special. So every time that we fail, like today, we are failing them as well.
Mm. You were talking about Jackies earlier. Some
Yeah,
consider that Jackies hasn't had the
yeah,
easiest split individually since
yeah.
joining the LEC. How is it going day to day with him? Is it something that frustrates him as well?
At times, I think. I mean, he. I think that it's really weird because I think his laning phase is just not at the level that it has to be,
Mhm.
and that's where we are focusing right now. He has been putting good numbers and overall not playing bad team fights, but especially when it comes to side lane and laning phase, that's where the biggest improvements need to come. So we are focusing on that, and especially the stability of lane, or basically like just being consistent on the first few levels. That's where we need to work on, and I think there is some frustration on him on that, but he knows what he needs to do to work on it. So yeah.
Mm. This LEC split has been pretty stacked, as we can see from the top and middle of the table.
Yeah.
How has GX managed to stand out and make it work for them since they already locked the playoff even before this day?
Uh, I mean, we had a couple of lucky games. I think our game against Shifters and SK were incredibly lucky, and we should have lost both of those games. And if we had lost those two games, we would be out of playoffs. So, like, we need to be very humble coming into playoffs because our level is kind of from a team that shouldn't be in playoffs. And in a way, we were lucky that everyone is taking games out of everyone. And yeah.
Okay. Closing the interview, the floor is yours, Guilhoto. Any last message for the GIANTX fans? Or something you want to say, maybe?
I mean, thank you for supporting. We have an amazing fan base, an amazing audience. I think that both GIANTX and Spanish fans are. Actually, I will include my country. Iberian fans are the best in the world. Um, so I hope that even though we didn't give them a reason to, that they can keep supporting us, and we will try everything that we can to make the changes needed for playoffs. We still will take it with an approach that spring and summer are more important, but we know that this is not the track that we want to go. Um, the point of going for a split where you focus on improvement is to improve, and we are not improving. So then we need to change that and just trust that we'll do the changes that are necessary for us to make you guys proud and have a better showing in playoffs.